Everybody, it's DJ Gatsby back with the talk show with DJ Gatsby with my guest Ishmael R. Brown, talking about his latest book, My Own Worst Enemy. In the first segment, we talked about your motivation for writing, some of the other authors that you've read. When you wrote this book, what was the message you were trying to purvey? Specifically with the title and writing, what was the message you wanted your readers to get?
For me, it was a therapeutic experience because I was going through a lot of traumatic situations and I never relieved that pressure off my brain. And I began to implode internally to the point where I was having outwardly hysterical crying sessions, and that was something I had never done before. And I realized that it was time to release this information in some type of format. And for me, it was writing. And through that, I was able to just get those demons out of my closet, get those skeletons out of my closet, and begin opening up the conversation to those around me, and just also encourage other people to, release that information. Like, be able to be in tune with your emotions, be able to articulate your emotions, and understand how you can maneuver and navigate your emotions. For me, realistically, if I sold one book, that would be great. One particular chapter in this book is called Dear Dad, I Failed You. And that was me taking ownership for the demise of the relationship between my father and I. My entire life I blamed him for everything, but it was this way I was able to take accountability for where I went wrong and how I could have stepped up and also been an olive branch to him so we could better our relationship, because he's a part of my foundation and I realized that I needed him to develop as a man. So if it had just connected to him, it was a victory for me. So we can establish a rapport and get back to where we needed to be as a father and son. So that was how minimal my expectations was as a first-time author. Anything else was a bonus.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's very interesting that you mentioned your dad, because in a situation like, particularly with the title of that book, young men are going to need mentors or fathers or other male figures to kind of influence their lives and help them navigate their way through the things that they deal with. Now, what has been some of the response that you've gotten from readers concerning the book?
It's crazy because with the title, My Own Worst Enemy, A Black Man's American Story, you would really think a lot of people from other demographics would run away from it, but it has not been necessarily true. Hearing feedback and getting amazing reviews from white women, from Asian women, white males, it's really been mind-blowing for me to understand that struggle supersedes barriers of any type of divide in any demographics. So that is something that has been empowering for myself, and also understanding that, my problems aren't unique to self. Like, they are all people experiencing these type of situations.
Okay, so what advice would you give to a young black man who's going through some of the trials and tribulations and facing some of the struggles in society that you talk about in this book? What is some of the advice you would give to those young black men who are dealing with these issues?
Seek help from those who are a positive fixture in your life. Open up your mouth and ask for help. I know asking for help is a big thing, especially how I was raised in the African American community. That's something that we're not necessarily raised to do. We always viewed it as a handout or someone giving us something, but that's poor ideology. And this whole essence of being tough and the concept of titanism, where you're the strongest on the block, you're the meanest, you're the coldest, it's stupid. Being in touch with your emotions, that's the human side of you. Understanding, emotional intelligence and having empathy for people. That's love, and that's how you're able to exist as a human being. So that's something I would, say to the young man, much like myself, has been in, traumatic situations.
Okay, well, listen, man, we're going to wrap it up, man. It's been great interviewing you. I appreciate you taking the time out.
Thank you.
You're a busy schedule to come on the show. Any last words you want to say to your readers or those who haven't read the book?
Yes, My Own Worst Enemy, A Black Man's American Story is available on Amazon.com, Kindle, as well as iBooks.
Okay, now I also would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that you're going to be appearing at an event here in Harlem. Fever KDM Publications and 010 Management putting together an event, Literary Mixer Volume 1 at the Dwyer Cultural Center. Arthur K.D. McGregor, Arthur Mel Robinson, Sonovia Alexander, yourself, and SHAWN HUDSON is going to take place at West 123rd Street and 258th Street. and St. Nicholas Avenue in New York. So, Ishmael, thanks again for coming on the show, man. I wish you the best of luck in all that you do. And before you go, do you have any upcoming releases? Are you working on any current project right now?
Yes, I'm currently working on my second book. I'm keeping the title under wraps. I have a plan in place to roll that out. But for more information, you can go on to ishmaelbrown.com. That's ISMAEL Brown.com, or find me on Instagram at Ishmael_Brown.
All right, it's DJ Gatsby. Listen to the DJ Gatsby Show. And look forward to seeing everyone at the Literary Mixer March 29th at the Dwyer Cultural Center in Harlem. Thanks a lot, man.